Good morning, Virgo. Buckle up. Someone in your world has been rehearsing a conversation in their head for weeks, practicing sentences, anticipating your reactions, trying to find the exact words that will crack open what's been sealed shut between you. And they're done rehearsing, done waiting for the perfect moment, done editing themselves into safer, softer versions of the truth. They're about to sit you down and have the most honest conversation you've had with them possibly ever. And honest doesn't mean gentle, it means raw, unfiltered. The kind of talk where masks drop and pretense evaporates, where they say things they've been swallowing for months, where feelings get named that have been haunting the space between you, where the relationship gets redefined or intensified or possibly ended depending on what spills out and how you both handle it. So you need to prepare, not by scripting your responses, not by building defensive walls, but by getting your heart ready to hear truth you might not want to hear and respond from your wisest self instead of your wounded reactive patterns. Take what resonates here. This is about imminent confrontation or confession. You remain in control of your response, always. This is simply an invitation to be ready for honesty that's coming whether you feel prepared or not. Let me start by describing the energy of this conversation because it's not casual. It's not surface level catching up. This is the kind of talk that changes things, the kind you remember years later as a turning point, where something that was unclear becomes crystallized, where something that was assumed gets challenged, where feelings that have been underground erupt into the light and demand acknowledgement. This person has reached critical mass. They can't carry what they're carrying anymore without speaking it. It's eating them alive. Creating distance, making them act strange around you in ways you've probably noticed. And they've decided that whatever happens as a result of being honest can't be worse than continuing to suppress what's true. Now, let me talk about who this person might be, because the energy shows up in different relationship dynamics. For some of you, this is someone you're romantically involved with or have complicated history with, and what they're about to say involves how they feel about you. Maybe they're catching feelings they didn't expect and need to confess them. Maybe they've been pretending to be okay with something casual when they actually want more. Maybe they're tired of the ambiguity and need to know where you stand. Maybe they've been hiding resentment or hurt and it's about to pour out. For others, this is a friend, someone close to you who's been biting their tongue about something. Maybe they're concerned about your choices and can't stay silent anymore. Maybe they've been feeling used or taken for granted. Maybe there's been a boundary violation they never addressed. Maybe they've outgrown the friendship and need to renegotiate terms or end it with honesty instead of just fading. For some, this is family, a parent, sibling, or relative who's been holding back their truth to keep peace. And they've decided peace built on silence isn't actually peace. So they're about to say what they really think about your life, your decisions, your behavior, and it might not be what you want to hear. And for a few, this might be professional. a colleague or a supervisor who needs to address something directly, performance issues, conflict that's been avoided, changes coming that affect you, feedback they've been sugarcoating that they're about to deliver straight. Let me ask you something. Have you noticed someone being weird around you lately? More careful with words, avoiding certain topics, creating physical or emotional distance, seeming like they want to say something but stopping themselves, looking at you with an expression you can't quite read. That's the behavior of someone carrying a conversation they haven't had yet. Someone building courage to speak what they've been holding. If someone's been giving you that energy, they're probably your person. The one about to initiate this honest talk, you know what I'm picking up on most strongly? The content of what they're going to say is less important than how you receive it. Because honest conversations can go two ways. They can deepen intimacy and create breakthrough, or they can trigger defensiveness and create rupture. And which way it goes depends largely on whether you can hear hard truth without immediately armoring up or lashing out. So the preparation isn't about figuring out what they're going to say. It's about preparing to listen, really listen, without interrupting, without immediately defending yourself, without dismissing their feelings because they're inconvenient or uncomfortable, without making their honesty about you being attacked when it might just be them being vulnerable. Let me slow down here because I need to address what this might actually involve, the specific flavors this honest conversation might take. One possibility, confession of feelings. Someone's been hiding how they feel about you romantically and they're about to lay it bare. I have feelings for you and I can't pretend I don't anymore. Or, I thought I just wanted something casual, but I'm catching real feelings and that scares me. This type of honesty requires them to risk rejection, to make themselves vulnerable, and your response will either open a door or close it definitively. Another possibility, confrontation about behavior. I need to tell you how your actions have been affecting me. You've been treating me in ways I can't accept anymore. I've been silent about this, but I'm not okay with how things have been. This type of honesty is harder to hear because it involves criticism. It involves someone telling you that you've hurt them or disappointed them or crossed lines, and it requires you to not get defensive, to actually consider whether what they're saying has validity. Another possibility, truth about the relationship status. I need to know what this is between us. I can't do this undefined thing anymore. Either we're building something real or I need to walk away. This type of honesty forces definition, forces you both to stop living in comfortable ambiguity and make actual choices about what you are to each other. And another possibility, disclosure of something they've been hiding. There's something I haven't told you that you need to know. Information about their past, their present, their feelings, their circumstances. Something that changes the landscape of your connection, something they've been scared to reveal but can't carry alone anymore. Drop a comment if you already sense what this conversation might be about. If your intuition is whispering possibilities, if there's been an elephant in the room between you and someone and you've both been dancing around it, because often we know what needs to be said even before someone says it. We just don't want to face it until we have to. You know what else I'm sensing? Timing. This conversation is happening soon, like imminently, within days, maybe a week or two max. The person has reached their limit. They've made the decision to speak, and something's going to trigger the actual moment. Maybe they'll plan it, maybe it'll burst out spontaneously, but it's coming fast. So you don't have months to prepare, you have days. And the preparation is internal. It's about getting yourself to a place where you can hear difficult truth without your ego hijacking the conversation, where you can respond thoughtfully instead of reactively. Let's sit with this for a moment. What if this honest conversation is exactly what your relationship with this person needs? What if the tension you've been feeling, the weirdness, the distance, what if it's all because important things haven't been said? And what if speaking them, as uncomfortable as it might be, actually creates the possibility for something more real, more authentic, more sustainable? Because honesty is a gift even when it hurts. It's someone trusting you enough to be real with you. It's them choosing connection over comfort, choosing truth over pretense. And if you can receive it well, if you can meet their vulnerability with your own instead of with defensiveness, this conversation could be the thing that saves the relationship instead of ending it. Let me offer you practical guidance about how to prepare for this. First, get grounded before it happens. Do whatever centers you. Meditate, move your body, journal, talk to a trusted friend who can help you get into observer mind instead of reactive mind, because you need to be as calm and present as possible when this conversation starts. Second, commit to listening fully before responding. Let them finish. Don't interrupt with defenses or explanations or justifications. Let them say everything they need to say, even if it's hard to hear, even if your instinct is to shut them down or correct them. Just listen. Give them that respect. Third, pause before you respond. When they're done talking, take a breath. Count to 5 if you need to. Let yourself absorb what they said before you react to it, because your first impulse might be defensive, but your second response, the one that comes after you breathe and think, is probably wiser. Fourth, validate their feelings even if you don't agree with their interpretation. I hear that this is how you've been feeling. I understand that my actions affected you this way. You can validate their experience without immediately conceding that you were wrong, but acknowledging that their feelings are real creates space for actual dialogue instead of just competing monologues. Fifth, be honest back. If they're being vulnerable, match that vulnerability. If they're being real, be real back. Don't hide behind politeness or deflection. This is your chance to have the kind of conversation that actually resolves things or clarifies things or deepens things. Don't waste it by staying surface. Let me ask you one more thing. What are you most afraid they're going to say is less than Hasson? Zero hash is greater than. What truth do you suspect they're carrying that you've been hoping they'll keep buried? That they're done with you? That they want more than you can give? That you've hurt them in ways you didn't realize? That they've been lying about something significant? Identify your fear now. Because if you know what you're most afraid of hearing, you can prepare for it. You can decide ahead of time how you want to respond if that's what they say. You can practice not letting fear make you cruel or closed when vulnerability is being offered. Here's what I want you to remember when this conversation happens. When they look at you with that particular intensity and say, we need to talk, or can I be honest with you about something? This is not an attack. This is trust. This is them believing you can handle truth, believing the relationship is strong enough for honesty, believing you're worth the risk of being real with it. So don't prove them wrong by getting defensive. Don't punish them for being honest by making them regret it. Show up as your highest self, the version of you that can hear hard things and stay present, that can hold space for someone else's truth even when it's uncomfortable, that can respond with maturity instead of reaction. Take what resonates from this reading, leave what doesn't, and remember that you remain in control of your reactions, of your responses, of whether this conversation creates connection or rupture. They're about to have an honest talk with you, the most real conversation you've had with them maybe ever. And it's coming soon. So get ready, not by building walls, by opening doors, by preparing to meet honesty with honesty. Trust your inner knowing. Trust that you can handle whatever they're about to say. Trust that honesty, even painful honesty, is better than the alternative. Trust that real relationships are built on truth, not on avoiding difficult conversations. Trust that you're strong enough for this. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being willing to face what's coming instead of avoiding it. Thank you for being someone who can receive hard truth. You're exactly where you need to be, on the edge of an honest conversation, about to be trusted with someone's truth, preparing to respond with wisdom instead of reactivity. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Stay open. Breathe deep. And remember, honesty is a gift. Even when it stings, receive it.